Here at the Redcarpet TV, we've got the passion, determination to capture pictures of great moments for your maximum pleasure. Redcarpet TV, showcase of milestones. Redcarpet TV, showcase of milestones. Bringing breathtaking clips and ultimate thrills, incorporating sights and sounds of special celebration. Everywhere there is celebration, Redcarpet TV is always there. Redcarpet TV, showcase of milestones. Redcarpet TV, showcase of milestones.
A jolly evening to you, our esteemed viewers. Welcome to Redcarpet TV. Redcarpet TV showcases the best of milestone events. Trust me when I say no one shows it better. My name is Oluwa Bukola. Let's begin.
Redcarpet TV is richer than just a show.
We begin tonight's edition in Ondo State at the Redemption Night Musical Concert organized by the Ondo State government. At the Ondo State capital bubbled extraordinarily with the exciting performances of renowned artists at the MKO Abiola Democracy Park on Friday, February 28, 2020, where thousands of indigents and residents converged to groove all through the night. The reason for these joyous moments and unlimited fun was to commemorate in a celebratory and hip way the third anniversary of the Arakuni Oluwarotimi Akeredolu's administration in the state. And that was the reason why the governor led members of the State Executive Council and other government officials to the venue of the event. Compared by ace comedian Sheyi Law, the event, which was tagged Redemption Night Musical Concert, was fun all through till the next day. There, everyone from the VIPs to the masses, especially the young stars, got entertained one after the other to arty jokes and lovely music by local acts and renowned musical stars. From the performance of Nash to Small Doctor, Zlatan and others, the night host of pure fun. zenith of the fun was when the Ondo State governor came on stage to dance and entertain the crowd. From the song of the Afrobeat legend Fela Anikulapo Kuti, Water No Get Enemy, to the hip song of Korede Bello, God Win, the #1 citizen of the state mesmerized the audience with his great dance steps. From the Redcarpet TV crew, we congratulate Governor Akeredolu on his 3rd anniversary and celebrate with the people of the Sunshine State for the sterling achievements in the state. Welcome back. I hope you enjoyed that package. Next is a celebration of life of an awesome mother, Chief Mrs. Christiana Komolafe in Lagos. The deafening blare of trumpets rocked the vicinity of Methodist Church Cathedral, Salvation Road, Okpebi Ikeja, Lagos, as ebullient pallbearers tossed around the luminous casket containing the remains of Chief Mrs. Christiana Olushola Omowumi Komolafe on February 21, 2020. It was a loud celebration of a laudable end with a lavish show of liveliness that oozed non-stop across the amphitheater of the Sacred Sanctuary, where families, friends and loved ones gathered to bid farewell to this woman of virtue. Heavenly hymns from angelic voices echoed through the walls as priestly priests in immaculate castles led Mama's body and the children into the church. Clad in brown attires, they took their space and reminisced on the lofty life of their mother as the entire congregation lifted their voices. The man of God, Very Reverend Tai Olu Alabi, in his brief homily, harped on the importance of living a worthy life. There was a special tribute by the Women's Society, to which the deceased belonged during a lifetime. Children and other family members were prayed for by the men of God. Then they thanked God for the fruitful life of their mother. With pledges, donations, and contributions to the work of God in the cathedral, the service drew to a close at the blast of recessional hymn. From there, Mama was taken to the Vault and Nut Garden, Ikoyi, for a dust-to-dust ride. That was the end of Mama Christiana Olushola Omounmi Komolafe, who bowed out at the age of 72. Beautiful and brilliant, Madam Komolafe was a good cook who carved a respectable career for herself in the catering profession after plying her trade at the Ministry of Defense between 1970 and 1978 when she retired. In all ramifications, Mama was a success and died a successful mother. She left behind footprints that can never be erased from the sand of time. This partly explains the rationale behind the elaborate celebration put up by her children at the Haven Event Center, Oba Akinjobi Way, GRA Ikeja, Lagos, to accord her a befitting end. The stream of color, the spring of command, and the compelling sight of grandeur encapsulated the venue with the catalogs of fiesta that gripped the aura. The entire hall lit up with rays of Ankara fabrics that unified the guests and gave a touch of uniqueness to the occasion. Everyone was no doubt in a comfort zone, and the reflective happiness that perched on faces loudly increased the volume of the narration. It was indeed a moment to relish and an aura to roll and unwind. From the eldest to the youngest, Mama's children practically registered their competence in hosting a reception befit of their status. Of course, they had no choice than to live up to the billing, especially with the caliber of attendees, among who are government functionaries, top-flight businessmen, and society icons. Most of them were guests of Mrs. Olufunke Olumilua, a senior administrative officer with the Federal Character Commission under the presidency in Abuja. A first daughter and second child of Mama, Mrs. Funke, is married to Mr. Olumuyiwa Olumilua, the Ekiti State Commissioner for Information and Strategy. This couple left no stone unturned in giving their guests a royal treat at the reception. One after the other, the children mounted the stage to measure up to the pulsating delivery from the band. The children and some of the guests spoke to Redcarpet TV.
Well, she's a good mother, she's a giver, and as well, she gives a lot to the community. But today, my advisor has gone, and I pray to God Almighty to give her an eternal rest.
My grandmother was an amazing woman. She loved to give, she loved to share, and it didn't take her anything to be able to give us the best. And I love her so much. Yeah.
I will miss my mother-in-law. She was very, very good to me. I don't have my mother. My mother was no more, but she was there for me as a mother. My children, she was very, very caring for them. She was too much. She was too much. I will forever miss her. My family will forever miss her.
She was a wonderful mother. She was not just my mother-in-law, she was like my mother. She was like a mother to me. She was loving, she was caring, she was generous, and she had a heart of gold. So she's someone that, we will all miss very much.
From the Redcarpet TV crew, we say good night to Madam Christiana Komolafe. The show of influence and affluence in Ondo State as the former governor, Dr. Olusegun Mimiko, buries his mother, Mama Muinot Deborah Moshekola Mimiko, in grand style. The colorful arrivals of suave guests who made magisterial ingresses in posh convoys, elegant cars and with swagger strides into the environs of the Obade Sonye Civic Center, Ondo, on Thursday, February 20, 2020 was quite scenic as it got the entire metropolitan city of Ondo bubbling with great doses of pleasurable and memorable moments. These moments were indeed memorable and colorful because it was the night of tribute, marking the start of the burial ceremony of a woman who was an earthly saint and whose death, according to Psalm 116 verse 15, was described as being precious in the sight of the Lord, the late Mama Muinot Deborah Moshekola Mimiko. Being the celebration of life of the mother of highly successful children, including the immediate past governor of Ondo State, Dr. Olusegun Mimiko, it was no surprise that guests from far and wide turned out in their numbers to felicitate with them. In no time, the entire main bowl of the Civic Center got filled to capacity. Mama's children, who looked resplendent in native Ondo attires, sat at the front. Everyone soon settled in to bear witness to the deluge of tributes which came in torrents. It was on this very note that the Lakers band took over, entertaining everyone with melodious songs. The next day, the bell pallbearers did a perfect delivery of Mama's casket at the same venue for the interdenominational service. As they danced with the casket, Mama's children gathered together and then made their entrance into the center. The Emerald Choir started proceedings with the opening hymn. One of Mama's sons, Professor Femi Mimiko, read the Bible lesson for the day. Mama's Christian group, the Ashiri Irere Gospel group, then sang a special number for the memory of Mama. The service witnessed a temporary stare as the number 2 citizen of the country, Vice President Yemi Osinbajo, made his arrival in the company of the Ondo State Governor Arakunrin Oluwarotimi Akeredolu and other VIPs. They all soon settled down to listen to the sermon of Pastor Jare Adedibu of Peace House, Ibadan, which was stressed on the fact that the burial of Mama was indeed a celebration of life. Addressing everyone, Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu expressed his happiness that Mama died as a saved Christian and left behind a good family. Aligning his speech with that of his host governor, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, sang to glorify God and further thank God that Mama met Christ before her death.
Dear friend, Dr. Sheku Mimiko and members of the family, for the passing of their mother, a great woman at the birth and a woman of destiny. But more importantly, is the fact that we are celebrating somebody who was very special to God. And all of us here are privileged to celebrate this great woman.
The Vice President's speech signaled the close of proceedings at the service. Mama's remains were taken out by the pallbearers. Born on April 9, 1931, Mama Muinat was an enterprising woman early enough in life. Having trained as a seamstress, she delved into many businesses. Distinguished as a loving mother, she doted on all her 6 children from their early stages of life till her last breath at the age 88 on December 14, 2019. She also catered extremely for her numerous non-biological children, her sterling attributes are perhaps the reason for the successes of all her children. Her firstborn, Mrs. Rukayat Folajoke Bestman, is an associate professor. The second, Dr. Olusegun Mimiko, is the immediate past governor of Ondo State. The third, Mrs. Usamat Olushola Filo, also doing well. The fourth, Professor Nazim Olufemi Mimiko, was at the time the Vice-Chancellor of the Ondo State-owned Adekunle Ajasin University, Akungba Akoko. The fifth child, Mrs. Oluwatoni Adejumo, does well too in her endeavor, while the sixth and last born, Dr. Abbas Olubanshile Mimiko, is a medical doctor. To honor all these successful children of Mama, guests converged on the specially built large marquees at the St. Joseph's College, Ondo Ife Road, Ondo City, for a lavish reception. The interior of the white marquee spelled class and elegance. The ambience reeked of distinctive perks of excellence and tanginess. The soiree was no doubt an assemblage of the aristocratic class and the high society, courtesy of Mama's first son, Dr. Olusegun Abdulrahman Mimiko. A man with a caring heart, which he obviously took after from his mother, Olusegun Mimiko, is a medical doctor by training and a politician by calling. He held sway as the #1 citizen of the Sunshine State for 8 years, setting an unprecedented record. His legacies and footprints are indelible. A political leader by every standard, Mimiko enjoys the camaraderie of everyone from all divides, irrespective of political party affiliations. His far-reaching patriotism and social clout was therefore the reason behind the convergence of people of might and means at every stage of his mother's burial ceremony. All the guests had great times with the Mimicos as they ate and drank to their satisfaction. Cupcakes and cocktails were not left out as the excited guests helped themselves to these repasts. To cap the enjoyments were other side attractions like the breathtaking dance steps of the exquisite dancers. The Igbo Women Traditional Dance Group. And the show of talents in the Ayoshige Drummers Band. With King Sunny Ade on the bandstand, the party got really excited with ceaseless flow of redeeming vibes. With these abundant delectations, which continued unabatedly till the very dark hours of the night, guests had no qualms joining the children of Mama, who came upstage one after the other to dance. Redcarpet TV spoke with some children of Mama and some guests.
If you were looking for the quintessential mother, the quintessential hard worker, the lover of her husband and children, both biological and non-biological, if you find my mom, you found it all. I'm her last born, so we have a special relationship. So I miss her every day.
The glorious exit that I had to do with my mom. The way our mom has been celebrated give us a comfort that she left a lasting legacy. We learned a lot from her industry. But most important, giving. My mother was always giving to everybody.
She was a phenomenal woman. A woman that dedicated her life and her resources to the best wishes and the best welfare of her husband and her children and her extended family. Mama raised children, not only her biological children. She was a mother indeed to the very end. I pray that we have more women that will stand like her. We celebrate her life.
I think the people of Ondo are very lucky. For a woman of virtue, a woman of God tidings, who gave birth to 6 children. Out of her whole 6 children, none is found wanting. That's a fantastic upbringing. Among our children, you have a governor, you have a professor, you have a doctor, you have all of these particular individuals, and they are adding value to the people of Ondo State and Ondo State in general, in Nigeria too in general. So for us, it's a great loss, but at least we've had a woman who have been able to train her children. None one of them is found wanting, and it's a great thing. So I congratulate the people of Mimiko and the Ondo people.
From the Redcarpet TV crew, we celebrate with the entire Mimiko family for giving their matriarch a worthy and memorable burial.
I told you no one shows it better like Redcarpet TV. Join us on our social media platforms for more stories. Remember, the more you praise and celebrate your life, the more there is in life to celebrate. My name is Oluwa Bukola. Bye for now.